Alright, let's go. Wherever you want. He's just wanting there for the chopper, though. I've never seen that before. Alright, so now it's just 2 against them all. These are just the easy kills. You got a low jumping down on them like that. They never know where you're at. So I know in some of my videos, some of y'all been wondering, like, y'all are like, oh, I'm new to the games, oh, I'm new to really any kind of battle royale type game, and just want like some tips and tricks to last longer and, you know, do better. One thing I advise is try to jump at a bigger map, but not like a super big map, like, you know, where people usually like to hang out. Especially if you're new, try not to jump there. Try to jump in like the little sections, like definitely not Rivertown. Rivertown's a mess, man. Rivertown is just like a bloodbath. But like this little section of buildings right over here beside Franklin, land in there, because everybody else is going to land right in there, and it'll be a bloodbath. If you land at the smaller maps on the outsides and the edges, especially, you know, like I said, for newer players, jump on the outside and the edges of them. You can pick up so much stuff that everybody else is going to miss out on, because they're going to jump at the bigger parts, you know. They're going to try to play that alpha male row, and you're going to have 20 people to fight. And especially if you're going into it, like on this one here, you know, our team hasn't really played together. 1 and 2 jumped together, me and number 3 jumped together, but we haven't really been playing together. So even this building's here, jump here. Oh, there's a straggler right here. It's a bot though. But jump at those smaller places that there's not as many people at. That way you're fighting 1 or 2 people. You're not fighting 20 people to try to survive. You don't know where the guns are at, you know. You know where the guns are at, but you don't get the gun that you want. All that stuff, you know. You can still fight off 1 or 2 people. Or even yet, you know, if you have to run away, you can run away from 1 or 2 people a lot easier than running away from 15 to 20. You start trying to run away from 15 to 20, you're just going to run into another person. Also in this meta, the bigger vehicles, like the cars and the truck I just passed, they're no good to you, because there's FHJs laying around everywhere that lock onto vehicles. So like even right now, people could easily lock onto my four-wheeler. Just the four-wheeler and the motorcycle especially, it's a little bit easier to dodge the shots that are getting fired at you. Which seems to be in the meta everywhere. And just like in a, you know, if he was in a real gunfight, the master's eating them up over there. But even in a real gunfight, you know, you want to be able to stay somewhere where you have cover. So while I'm driving here, I'm driving between hills and gullies. So even if there was somebody 20 meters to my right there, they couldn't shoot me because of that rock. Couldn't shoot me because of that hill. So you're always staying where you feel kind of protective. But never, in the old meta, you know, we would just run over people and then shoot them and kill them the rest of the way. You know, that's what we did. It was the easiest way to get kills. But with all the FHJs and everything in the maps now, it's so much harder to do that. So find you a spot that you feel comfortable at. Like here, it's got a bunch of little things that I can hide behind, making it a lot harder. I hear footsteps, hold on. Right there, behind that rock. Alright, pop my skill. Go airborne. It's just a bot. But get somewhere where you know you can hide, and then get out and start running. It's a lot harder for somebody to know that you're running than it is for them to know that you got a vehicle. You know, I couldn't hear that guy till he was all the way up on me. And then it gives you a chance. If you're in a vehicle, they're going to know 50, 60 meters out that, hey, you know, there's a guy, you know. Another thing, when you are out in the open like I'm about to be, make sure you switch up your movements. Slide a little bit, jump a little bit. Never run straight either. There's so many snipers that are just one shot, like the Arctic and the Rytac, and people are just so good at, even if they don't hit you on the first one, if you're running straight, they just know to aim a little bit lower, or aim a little bit higher if you're running away. I was coming to save you though, bro. Okay. Wasn't going fast enough for him, but anyway, there's so many people that are so good at making sure, as now I'm not in the back of the zone either, so all these people over here on this right side of my number 4 icon can sneak in on me, especially from the asylum. But there's just so many people so good with snipers and stuff that they could easily snipe you one time and you didn't even know that they were close to being around, you know what I mean? So try to find cover. When you don't have cover, mix up your movements, never run straight. It's always best if you can get some teammates to work with you. It's always best, because then you can start working with them and one of y'all are getting shot at. But like here in a minute, I'm going to be going against teams of 4 when I'm just a team of 1. All 4 of them's going to be aiming at me. It's going to be a whole lot harder to dodge all those shots. So in a situation like this, I done let everybody get behind me, because I was trying to save my guy. Try to find you a hill or a valley that you can hide in, that maybe you can hear their footsteps before they sneak up on you, because you got to be aware of all the people. And pick up on the tendencies of players. Like Master is probably already in the zone. I like to try to stay in the zone as well. That way people have to run towards you. But whenever you're the only one left on your team, I like to stay in the back and kind of work my way in, so that maybe you can sneak up on that team of 4 that's already shooting at somebody, and they work kind of like how your teammates would if your teammates was working with you. You wouldn't run into a gunfight head on with no cover. So why run into this with no cover? Even if you are the best player on the map, if there's 4 people aiming at you, it's going to make it a lot easier than if you were in cover. It's going to make it a lot harder on them than if you was just running through the map wide open. Try to hop in here. There's a lot of bodies here, so people to my left. That's probably a team of 4. I'm going to have to go up the hill to get in the zone, which is where they're at, okay? Also, try to listen to the gunshots. I know if you're newer, you can't tell as well, but like I can tell that's SMG. See, he still don't know where I'm at. But he's mixing up his movements well where I can't throw that right on him. But now that he's out in the open, I get him. Now I get behind this rock again. There was definitely a sniper. It sounded like an M21. So he probably knows pretty close to where I'm at. So now that he knows where I'm at, I need to change up my cover zone. Try to make it a little bit harder for him to snipe me. We'll actually drop our weapon so we move a little bit quicker here. High ground is always better than low ground as well. So you want to try to get on the highest point, but you also got to realize that other players know this as well, especially snipers. So he should have ran right about where that hill is to try to figure out where I was at. Okay, there's the big team. Nope, just one. Oh, bro. I about had him. So that was the big team, and they did in fact get me, but there were some tips and trips, maybe some things that y'all can pick up on, make y'all a little bit better. We annihilated, and the rest of our team didn't do nothing, man.